Here we go. Let's show the costume to everybody right here. We finally got Corn Sweat himself putting up in the Man of Steel costume, showing the world. James Gunn put this out there on social media to show everybody for the very first time the Superman costume. And I'll get a little bigger right here so everybody can see. If you haven't seen it online yet, here we got Corn Sweat. People are talking about the background a lot, like what's happening here, because James Gunn's kind of put this out there. He said this is directly from a frame. They're shooting the project. This is real. There's no more CG happening. This is it. The costume is laughable. People are saying that online a lot. And people are saying it's not tight enough. I don't think it's that bad. I think they're trying to get that Henry Cavill suit a little bit. The lines, it kind of feels like that. It has a little Kingdom Come feel to it. Has a lot of like the video game look to it, if you ask me to. I don't mind the cape. I think the cape's cool. People are saying about the trunks. It's funny because I have a picture near someplace where I brighten it all up. It does look very baggy, Captain Action. Is it because he's bent over? I don't know. Is that Brainiac behind him right now attacking the Earth? People are like, look at how dirty his costume is. That means this is Superman's been down and out. He's been fighting so much that he's beaten and battered, and he's got to go back to work. He's lacing his boots up, ready to go kick some ass again, which is cool. But I mean, how much do you get from a costume? Like, how much do you get from a costume, though? I think that it does look different. It's brighter than the Henry Cavill one. He looks like Henry. He looks like, why does Superman look so depressed? That's a big thing online too. He does look very sad, and then people are trying to fight online saying, well, it's because he has been fighting for so long. This is like a couple of years into it. He's been Superman for a while. He is still, James Gunn said, humping ain't easy, Pep Star. But James Gunn said that he's supposed to be happy, a ray of light, but this looks like he's like, I got to go back to work, guys. He kind of looks like that in this picture. But I don't mind the design. I do think people do hate it. There's a lot of hate online. People are going to hate, love it. The whole thing happens with every costume. He's got the trunks again. You can kind of see that going back in the day with the red trunks. I'm not really sure we needed him to have underwear on the outside of his uniform, but hey, guys.
Superman's got to have the underwear.
But right. That's his thing, though, right? That's his thing. He's got the red whitey tighties.
Highlight the bulge.
Do you think that, because they're not really showing that too much right here, Rachel, do you think this is going to be good, though, this costume, and people be probably more excited about it as we move forward more with this production?
I think from a practicality standpoint, it doesn't make much sense. Because if, Clark Kent's running around with that underneath his suit, it's going to ruin the lines of his suit. He's going to look sloppy. So I think it being baggy, not a great choice. Yeah. I don't love it. I mean, I'm not highly invested in Superman in the first place.
Yeah. But what James Gunn said too, it's like he's not wearing a muscle suit underneath. This is like 100% him. So like I know a lot of people like I worked on Ant-Man. And on Ant-Man, they would do that, and they use it for a bunch of Marvel stuff. They put them in these muscle suits, and they put the costume on top of them to make people look even bigger, so they're larger than life. I know some actors don't have that, but some have to. Even like legs, actors' legs can't get that big, so they put muscle suits on their legs. Sometimes
we still have the CG.
Yeah,
like in the last Avengers movie, all their costumes were CG'd on.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to put a muscle suit to make him look more muscular or have it be skin tight or anything like that.
Yeah, doesn't need to be. I mean, but the thing is, like, you make that skin tight, it's like a leotard almost, and they put whatever they can on top of it. They went for a practical costume here too. James Gunn has the practical costume here.
Look, if they can get Catwoman in a skin tight costume, they can get Corn Sweat in a skin tight.
I know. Costume. Come on, his name's Corn Sweat. He'll sweat right into that shit. Get in there, Corn. Get in there, Corny. Make it happen.
Get in the bondage community on the job. They'll make it skin tight.
They'll figure it out. Yeah, I know. It does look loose. I know people have been saying that online. It looks a lot loose, and maybe James Gunn's like, what do I got to say about this tomorrow, right? Jake, I don't get much skin in this game too, but you think that the Superman costume's cool? Do you think that Corn Sweat still seems like the Man of Steel of the future?
I'm a layperson when it comes to Superman. Looks like Superman to me. I could care less if it's skin tight or has tights, or it's a suit. It's Superman. He looks a little depressed, but he's probably pissed because he has to keep saving us stupid humans from shit.
It looks contemplative to me.
So,
he doesn't look so depressed so much as he's like deep in thought.
He's either really thinking, or he's just like, dude, these boots are just really hot. I don't really want to wear them. I don't know. He's like,
something's exploding again.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I got starting. Just woke up.
I get in there and make it happen. I got to save the day.
That's better. I like that one.
To the rescue.
I love it. Look at him go.
Pepe's cousin.
Pepe's cousin right there.
Yeah,
Pepe's
he's
friend.
all about it. Yeah, he
Love
looks
y'all.
like he's.
But I saw Queen say something out there. Maybe it's not the real thing, but again, James Gunn said real costume. This is what it's going to look like. No CG added. This is it. This is your Superman costume. So everyone's making the tights redder so you can see that he has trunks on. Do better.
You have the budget, James.
I know, and people are saying this looks very CW too. That's the other thing. They're like, "Oh, it's like very CW costume." And I have said I've gotten some hate online, but I did say once in a while, I'm like, it does kind of look like a CW cast at times. Even like who they got for Martha and for the Kents, for Martha Kent. And I saw a bunch of the casting come for. I'm like, we could have done, whatever. Who knows what their parts are going to be like? We had Kevin Costner before to be in there. We had like larger than life. We had Jor-El was oh my God, I'm going blank on Marlon Brando. We've had like big actors play his parents before, so it's like maybe we're missing that. Russell Crowe was in the last one for Man of Steel, so maybe people just expect big time actors to be here, and they're just not. But I think this. I trust James Gunn. This is just a still of him bending over, lacing up his boots, ready to rock and roll. Maybe he thought it was like something like it's getting work time, but I think people just want to be like this, posing like this.
Right.
That looks like a hard costume to get into in a phone booth. That's all I'm saying.
It does. It really does. I don't know. Did we lose Lexi for a second here?
What is a modern Superman gonna do? We don't have payphones anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. We don't have payphones. Really don't.
What do we
That's
do?
the thing. Maybe that's why he has to change his thing. He's at his he's over there, at Lois's house suiting up after they just had sex, and he's about to fly out.
In a major city, you can't even get into the bathrooms without a receipt code.
Right.
Yeah. Chalamet.
Like,
No, Peppy. This is not Chalamet.
He's trying to save the world, and he has to buy a Snickers so he can get a bathroom code and change.
Snickers to get into what?
I need 23 more
The
cents.
bathroom and take his costume on and off.
Take a deuce. He's got to use a Snickers bar. Is that what you're saying?
No, he needs money. He needs money to get in there because there's no phone booths anymore. What do you change?
And there's no free public toilets in big cities.
Oh.
He's using Ubers. He's going to an Uber and changing fast and then flying in.
Uber. Yeah.
Superman's got to do what he's got to do, but there's a lot of backlash online.
Superman now? We're talking about Pooperman because he's got to go.
That's Pepe's character when he's flying into save the day. Pooperman.
Yeah.
Got you.
Do we still have Lexi here? Lexi's still here with us?
I think she's working out a problem. She should be back on.
Okay. Yeah, I do think though that overall that I don't have as much hate. I know making another Superman film after Man of Steel underperformed. That's a big thing, David Banner. It's because that James Gunn, when he took over, he said, hey, we got to start with Superman. That's like the ray of light. That's the person we need to kind of lead the way for the DCU moving forward. And so he's like, we're going to recast. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it my way. And then, Henry Cavill was already there signed on before. And so they had to fire him quietly. They had a conversation with him, be like, hey man, we're going a different direction for now. And that's got to be tough too. We talked about that a long time ago. I couldn't even imagine that, how you take that, But this doesn't look that bad to me. I mean, I get it. People are still say it does. It is kind of loose. It is kind of CW. But then again, things look different on camera. That's always a thing. They look different. You put it in front of a camera, put the lens on it, it's going to look different. So maybe it won't be as bad as people think. But then again, everyone's going to have hate for it. What do you think, Lexi? Do you feel some hate for this costume, or do you think that people are overreacting?
People are always going to overreact to anything superhero related. So
always.
Does it look stupid? Yeah, it looks fucking stupid. It should be skin tight. I mean, it's all loose around his arms and whatever, but I mean, I haven't really been a big fan of the modern day, more, superhero suits are spandex to me. You can say oh, they're made of whatever. I'm I don't know. You wear a superhero suit because you're trying to freeform move, right? Isn't that the whole point?
Battle ready
suit because you're just trying to cover your nudity essentially, but you don't need it. Isn't that the whole point? You could be naked if you wanted to. Superman doesn't need a suit.
He's fucking Superman.
You're just being polite.
Superman.
Yeah, he's the Man of Steel.
The whole point of his suit's a symbol. That's what he always says. That the suit is a symbol. The suit
Symbol
is a
for
whatever.
hope.
So the suit doesn't have to be made of like, thick, heavy denim and shit like that. Like
Armor.
it can literally be made of the thinnest material on the planet because he can handle anything because he's made of steel. Like he's the man of steel. So I see no point in making thick, coarse, heavy Superman suits. I really thought the first time that we saw the kind of like the Spider-Man with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man was the first time we really saw the use of these kind of suits, where it was this kind of new spandex with the reflective sort of material in it, and they used the piping, I'm talking about, the rubber piping along it to give it the webbing effect.
Yes,
That
yes.
looked excellent.
Yes,
Like
great.
that was a really clean, tight look. Like that to me was what a superhero suit should be. It was a spandex suit, but with a little bit of like a touch to it. So, it gave it this quality that was unlike anything we'd ever seen before. Like for a spandex suit, it really was unique. It was something that really stood out amongst like a superhero suit. It was still a spandex suit, but it really said superhero to me. You know what I mean? Like, but it was still a spandex suit, but it really was like a good quality Spider-Man. Like that's what it should be. Padding them out, adding layers, adding all this shit to them. Batman having 18 fucking piles of fucking Kevlar in his shit and having a fucking neck that
Batman
doesn't
having
move.
armor makes sense because Batman's just a dude, but
He's a dude.
Superman.
But Batman doesn't wear armor. Like he
Well,
doesn't. Like that's the thing. Like
Hmm.
he is just
That's-
a
I mean-
dude, and he doesn't wear armor. So what does that say about any of this stuff? Like if you read the comics,
True Captain Action.
these people wear fucking armor. None of these people do any of that shit. So what the movies are saying are like that the comic versions are more badass than the real life versions.
Yeah, yeah, and it did because they didn't need it. They didn't need it, but I guess they're trying to make it more real. What they could do, I don't know. I feel like again, the whole thing online is like maybe Martha made this suit for him too. That's
It's
the whole
less
thing online.
real to have the materials and shit that people are using in these movies than the shit that people would make at home. Because most people at home wouldn't have this stuff.
They wouldn't have the armor
I mean,
like
Batman
hey,
would
Bruce
have,
Wayne.
Batman's the only one that would have composite whatever materials to build his shit out of. Maybe, people who are friends
in the
with,
bedroom, buddy.
Lex Luthor. I know the Flash
Peppy.
was a really smart motherfucker, so he could figure some shit out. Like, I can give you some respect on that guy, but like, let's go with the ones that are scientists. Like, this is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is smart. He can figure shit out.
He can make it happen. Flash is smart too. He can make it happen too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I mean, we got some guys that can figure some shit out. There's some scientists out there, but like, let's give it to the scientists. Let's not try to pretend.
But Superman doesn't need that. Superman is again made of steel.
No, he
just
doesn't.
needs something nice. But this seems like very Guardians of the Galaxy too, and I heard people say that online as well. But I'm like, I agree. It kind of looks like something the Guardians would wear. Like
it looks like motorcycle armor.
It does. And Ant-Man's costume was like too. When I wore that, it felt like a motorcycle outfit, and that's kind of like that's what it felt like. And a lot of I think a lot of places, that's what they do with a lot of these costumes nowadays. So, hopefully it registers better on camera for people that are having a hard time with it. I just think, again, everyone's going nuts online about it because it came out. People talking about this thing for like 50 minutes. I'm like, what are you doing? They're analyzing every little line in the knee and stuff. And I'm like,
asking why there's a new Superman movie. Please make a new Superman movie and do it good.
Do it good.
Can we get a good Superman movie? Because I'll tell you, I know there's people that like the 80s one. That movie's shit too. There's never been a goddamn good Superman movie. There's never been a good Superman movie. There are piles and piles and piles of good Batman films. There are so many good Batman movies. We can sit here and we can have a debate about which Batman movie is the best Batman movie. And we'll be honest, each one is pretty fucking good in their own right. You know what I mean? They're all solid in some way or another. Whether you like the Nolan one Batman, or you like the fucking old Keaton ones or whatever, there's all kinds of good, solid Batman content out there. There is a pile of pure shit for Superman. The only good Superman content is, once again, my boy, the old cartoons from the 90s. You know what I'm talking about?
Going back.
That's the only one. That's the only thing that's ever been done that's decent with Superman. And I hated him.
Like as a concept.
I hated it. Well, I hated him too until I saw that cartoon.
I love Superman.
That was the only time I
would love Superman.
People who like Superman are always like these guys that are like, it seemed to like be. No, it's like Shaq. Like Shaq's like, I'm just Superman. I'm like, of course you are. Like,
Yeah. They weren't huge. They weren't huge financial successes. None of them were. Like honestly, even look at Man of Steel. I didn't mind Man of Steel, but like Batman vs Superman didn't do that well. I would say the director's cut was better. The Snyder ones didn't do that well. You go back to Superman Returns didn't do that well. And I think we should have done Superman Lives with Rick and Nick Cage. That would have been awesome. Maybe that would have done a lot better. And you would have had Michael Keaton in there as Batman. That shit would have been fucking dope. But instead, we didn't get that. We got reboots, remakes, redos, and then nothing really was successful. So we're doing it one more time. The costume's out there. Get ready for it. If you hate it, love it, let us know. And we'll see more when it actually get a trailer for this shit, which should be coming. It comes out January 2025. So we should get a trailer before the end of the year, of course. So can't wait to see. Maybe before the end of the summer. Hopefully. We'll see. They've been shooting for a long time. So get ready for that, everybody. But Superman's coming. He's getting those boots laced up. And hopefully it'll be good.